Welcome back to Love, Light, and Darkness Tarot. This is a general reading for the collective. If you enjoy the reading, please be sure to give a like and a subscribe. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. There's so many wonderful readers doing work for the collective, and you might find that you resonate a little better with them. But if you're going to stick around, the reading starts now. Oh wow, this is so auspicious. We have 19, the Sun card. We have 4 of Cups, and we have the Fool card. So, collective, this is really great news. New beginnings that are destined, fated even. They can only turn out well. The outcome is assured, I would even say that this is very benefic and it can only go well. And with 4 of Cups, it has to do with how you feel in this life, how it feels to be you. You've been waiting for a situation to change so you could feel better. This is your sign that that situation will change and you will feel better. If you've been looking for home, you have every reason to believe you will find home. You will find the place that's for you, where you can relax, where you can be nourished. It's very mutual. You nourish this place and this place will nourish you. Like the climate is exactly the climate you need. The foods that are in season are exactly the foods you would need. It feels good to be there. Even with your vessel, your physical body, the water won't be too hard, for example. Like there are places you could live and the water is hard and your skin breaks out and your hair falls out. That's not going to happen here. Like everything about this place just suits you. It's exactly what you need it to be. Almost like Goldilocks. This one is too this one's too that, but this one is just right. With this new beginning, everything is just right. And it just falls into place. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to strive for this, win this, earn this. The blessing is here where it's just yours. It's already done. No fixer upper, no DIY. It's already done and it's simply yours. It's yours to have. No one can take this from you. Many have tried even, but no one can take this from you. It feels like a promised land almost. Like when you see this, it's like paradise, almost like a utopia, almost as if you've heard of this, of people having a life like this, but you didn't think it could be you, or um, you thought living like this is just a fairy tale. You didn't think it was real, but it's happening to you. It is real. And you may even feel strange and at odds because all around you, there may be people who are talking about the negative and everything negative that's happening. And other people's lives could be like up in flames, and they may look at you as if you're delusional because you are hopeful and you're happy and you have so many good things that are falling into place for you. And you may even wonder, am I being delusional? But you're not. With the Fool card here, that's telling me that there's a karmic separation. If you're resonating with this reading, you're like being sifted out and away from those who aren't on the same timeline as you. It's trying to see how much I want to say about that. Suffice to say, you're finding your people, you're finding your place, you're finding your tribe. And it's not that you'll be delusional about what's going on in the rest of the world. You won't be delusional. It's just you made a choice that aligns to Fool Card, fresh start, a completely fresh start where the baggage of the past cannot come with you. It's not as if it's not that you're ignoring that the past ever happened. It's just that the past has no voice in your future. It happened, but it has no voice. It has no power over your future. You zeroed out that karma. So whatever lessons you were meant to learn, you learned them. Especially with the Four of Cups, speaking of like waiting, instead of just taking what's available, you waited and you said no to what you didn't want, which leaves only what you do want. And now you're inheriting what you do want and the reward that comes from waiting. So there are many who did not wait and they said something's better than nothing, and they made the decision to settle, and because they settled, now they have the life that they settled for. And they'll look at you and say, "Well, it's not fair that you don't have a life that you're just settling for. You have a life that you genuinely love to live, and it feels good to be alive, and everything isn't perfect, but you like yourself. You like the people you know and the people you're close to. And it's not fair because there are others who don't like their lives. They don't like where they work. They don't like the people they know. They don't like their neighborhood. They don't like their neighbors. They don't like their partner. Some of them don't even like their kids, or they wish they hadn't had kids with that partner. But all of their choices have aligned to the life that they have now, and all of your choices have aligned to the life that you are inheriting now. You just have to be wary because sometimes when I see Sun card, jealousy follows. And there are people who are going to find out that you were right to wait for what you really wanted. They maybe thought you were delusional and that you wanted something that's a fairy tale. And they probably said, that's not real life. That's not realistic to want that. Nobody has that. Nobody lives like that, right? But they're about to see before their eyes that you do live like that. You have a life you love to live, and it can't be taken from you. You have the life that you hoped for, that you dreamed of, that you waited for. And they're going to understand implicitly that, wow, they could have the same thing if they had waited, if they had made different choices. And some of them may despise you for that, which is probably why you're being sifted away from them. Also, just with energy, you won't resonate with anyone. You won't be able to relate to anyone who's not um who doesn't see life the way you see it, and not in a closed-minded, short-sighted way. What I mean is, if you look at the world and you see all that you can do, how we can be proactive, how we can help, you won't have anything in common with people who only see the world in terms of powerlessness and what they can't do, and how they're in a bad situation and it'll never get better and there's nothing they can do. You won't resonate with them. So naturally, you just won't know them. Years from now, you may run into them and they'll wonder whatever happened to you. Years from now, you'll run into people from your past and they'll look at you like they're seeing a ghost. And they'll say, we didn't know whatever happened to you. It's like you fell off the face of the earth, but really you were just sifted away from them because you have hope and you look at how you can be the change you want to see in this world. Whereas they say that everything's falling apart, there is no hope, and they make their choices accordingly. Yes, clarified by the Knave of Swords. It's time for you to initiate, to take initiative like you've never taken initiative before, to try something new. This is all new. I mean, obviously, with the Fool card, this is all new. Blank slate, like nothing you have going forward is going to be, well, I don't want to say nothing, but very few things or people from the past are coming with you. You have to receive everything and everyone brand new. Some of you are going to relocate in a major, major way, like across the country or even like across town, where, or leaving your country. Whatever you do, it'll be, you'll feel like you're a world away. Some of you may even need like a new wardrobe for whatever this next stage is. And you'll look in the mirror and you'll see a completely new self because you have to dress differently for this role, or um, you may even find yourself practicing speaking differently because in this new beginning, you have to communicate in a way where maybe before you just knew, regular Joes, but maybe you're in a role now where you have to speak to corporations. You're a liaison, or you have your own business. You have to represent yourself well in these circles. So, yeah, you're really going to have to step into a new identity, one that you've never had before. And with that new identity, those you're meant to know, they're going to find you, and you'll look around and you'll just have a fresh circle of people, colleagues, friends, even inner circle. It'll all be fresh, brand new. But it'll feel as if you've always known each other because you'll have the people you're going to become joined with. You all have had similar journeys. That's how you found each other. So that's why you are on the same frequency with one another. You belong together. You've had similar journeys. You learn similar lessons. It'll feel like you've always known them. I can't get past it. Someone from the past really thought you were flying too close to the sun with your dreams. And even now, as they're being proven wrong, I don't know, they don't have, they feel bad, not bad in like remorse. It's just like triggering. That's the word. Be very wary as you come into your own. Everyone who told you you were delusional, you were flying too close to the sun, people don't live like that, they're going to be very triggered because everything you're inheriting just proves them wrong. And if they were wrong about you, then they're wrong about themselves, and life isn't happening to them. They have the life they chose, just like you have the life you chose. And that's going to be very, very triggering for them. So just be wary of that. Next card out, we have the Queen of Coins, but it's in the reverse. Wait, let me check, because sometimes the icon for the Queen and the King can look so similar. Hold on, I'm just going to check really quickly. Okay, I'm glad I checked. Yeah, it's actually the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So let's get a clarifier for that. Ooh, double card clarifier, double card in the upright. And then we also have 13, the death card in the reverse. Powerful, powerful energies here, collective. And it's just a confirmation of what we've been talking about, that we're talking about the aggregate of years of decisions, years of investments into the life that you have now, the life that's manifesting all around you. And I see double card as asking everyone, like, what is the issue? There's a verse in the Bible where the owner of a vineyard asked some of the vineyard workers who are upset, jealous really, that they worked all day and the laborers who came in a little later got paid the same wage. And the owner asked them, is your eye evil because I'm good? Aren't my things mine to do with as I see fit? You and I had an agreement that you would get paid a certain amount, and you've been paid that amount. So why are you so concerned about what someone else is getting? You should only be concerned about what you're getting, and if I'm being fair to you. And that's the energy here. And that's something that a lot of people are they're already struggling with it when it comes to you, because they're looking at what you have versus what they have. And they feel like it's not equal, but it very much so is, because you had the same amount of time and you were given the same opportunities to make choices to sow into your future. You made the choices you made, they made the choices they made. You have your outcome, they have theirs. It's very fair. But they don't feel like it is fair because they're looking at their outcome versus your outcome. And the fact that there's no more time left on the clock for them to make a different choice and change the outcome. It's sad. It's at the end of the story, hindsight is 2020, and now a lot of people are seeing things clearly. But they're seeing it clearly at the end of the story, at the end of it's no longer sowing season, it's only harvest season. And karma asks them, like, what is the issue? I'm giving you what you sowed for. Why are you upset? And it's because they're looking at you, collective. And then karma wants to know, why are you looking at collective? Collective has what they sowed for. Why do you care what collective is getting? You should just keep your eyes on your own journey. A lot of people are struggling to do that, though. A lot of people are looking at you and feeling like they have nothing compared to you, or they are nothing compared to you. And the people who feel that way are people who once thought you were nothing compared to them. Like, you had nothing. You didn't have their credentials. You didn't have their social status. You didn't have, the house, the material things that they had. You didn't have a partner and they did. You didn't have friends and they did. One thing about the tables, they turn. And things are being balanced out when it comes to you, and even people who you say, I don't have any karmic debt with them. I don't owe them anything. They don't owe me anything. You may feel that way, but in ether, it may not be so. In ether, in the spirit realm, it may be the case that these people do have a debt with you because their eye was evil towards you. And they like to think about you being at the bottom and not having as much as they did, and like they're better than you. Like, they may feel like they were a better person than you, they were a better friend than you, everybody loves me more than you. And like, somebody kept, like, they kept books on you to make sure that they always had more. Someone was always watching you to make sure they wanted to see what you had so they can make sure they had more. And if it wasn't them, it was people around them. Like if you have like a sibling or a cousin or a friend, their parents may even have been watching you constantly to see what you had so they can make sure that their kid had more. So they could constantly put you at a deficit. And if that's the case, karma's coming to call and saying for all the years you watched and spied and schemed on collective, you have to balance that out now. So you may turn around and see a lot of people who it seems like out of the blue, they're just like they're not doing so well. They seem to be taking a lot of L's. And you may wonder like why is that? Because everything's going so well for me. And even if we didn't make the same choices, they shouldn't be like devastated and depleted the way they are. It's a sign to you that they created they created some sort of inversion with you energetically that they're now having to balance that out. The karma is between them and them. They created an inequality, an inversion where they're on top and you're at the bottom. They have more, or their kid has more, or their partner has more, or whatever than you. So now they have to balance that out where now they have to experience what it's like when you have more. So there are things that you will have and you're not even looking for it. But it's part of the balancing. And you may wonder, like, why was this even allowed? Some of you, this was allowed so that this day could come where you could be given more. So, exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask, think, or imagine, right? That's what the word says. Some of you, how do you have such a magnificent harvest? It's because of the work your enemies put in on your behalf. Your enemies clocked in to make sure that they have more than you. So when the tables are turned, when the roles are reversed, that means you get more than them and you get more than you originally had before. If your enemies want to sit on high and press you down to the ground, then when the tables turn, your enemies are your footstool, as the word promise. So don't be alarmed. There's so much coming to you that you don't even want, like opportunities, money making opportunities, um, associations, affiliations. There are people you've never even heard of. They're going to get in contact with you instead they came across your brand or they saw your listing on a site or they heard so and so talk about you and you're just like how did that even happen? These are things you're inheriting from an inversion that someone who was against you created. And they feel like again it's not fair because they created that inversion to benefit them. But the inversion they created is not benefiting them. It only benefits you. And now their eyes are open to the real outcome of putting in that kind of work is that by becoming your enemy, they've become your footstool. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, there's definitely action that can go no further. There are actions that people have taken and it can go no further. Six of Swords is the clarifier. You are very safe. The actions or even the mental activity. Okay, we're looking at swords. So the mental activity that people were taking where they would actively think of you as less than them or as delusional because you think you can have this amazing life, this beautiful life. Don't you know the world doesn't work like that? You'll see. When it all comes falling down, you'll see. When you don't have any money and you have to beg me, you'll see. And I'm not, as soon as you need money, I'm going to make sure I don't give it to you. I'm just going to look at you like you're crazy. And I'm going to say, well, what about those crazy dreams you had? Didn't that work out? Someone thinks like this. They think like this about you. Like they've been pondering in their heart what's going to happen when you're in need and you have to come crawling to them and how they're going to treat you and what they're going to say to you. Someone has been taking action even behind your back in your social circles to make sure people just think less of you. And they've been thinking that, okay, since people think less of you, you don't have any allies, and then you'll have no choice but to come crawling to me. And when you do, I'm going to hold everything captive. I'm going to hold it like for ransom. I'm going to make you beg. And then I'll deign to give you like somebody, a friend or two. I'll tell people to be kind of nice to you as soon. And I just want you to know everything that you have, it's in my hand. Like some people are really like that, and you're going to see that who's like that, because all that they wanted to happen to you is happening to them, and all that they wanted to happen for them is actually happening for you. And that's why they're pouting and saying it's not fair. This isn't what I wished for. This isn't what I wanted, but this is exactly what they wish for. Because when you are an enemy of a child of God, you're agreeing to become their footstool, point blank and period. That's the only fate for you if you're an enemy of a child of God. You're agreeing that you would like to be their footstool. You would like to be put to shame. And they're finding this out. Because when they like took all the social currency away from you, for example, you kept company with yourself and you said, okay, well, then I'll just wait for the people who will be my friends, for the people who, will be my inner circle. I'll wait to meet them. No one saw that coming, that you would just wait it out. And now look, you have what you waited for. You have what you waited for. And all the backbiting and down talking someone did about you, like they would get together in groups and talk about how you're not going to have anything, you're not going to be anything, you'll never make it far because you don't have this and you don't have that and they have it. They're controlling it. And as long as they have control of it, they'll make sure you don't have access to it. They'll make sure to put pressure on people not to approve your application or not to give you admittance into certain places. But they've lost all of that. They've lost their ability to sit in high places and like squeeze and manipulate people and grease palms so that people will reject you. They can't do that anymore. They're not the director. They're not the chief of this. They're not that. They don't have some sort of status anymore. And they deserve to lose that. So not only are they losing it, but that it belongs to you. Since they use that status against you, everywhere the sole of your foot shall tread, that land will God give to you. And since they use that against you, it really does belong to you. It has to bend the knee to you. And these people are saying that's not fair, but it is. It's completely fair. Let's get an outcome card for you. Your outcome card, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. I am reading this as these are things that have been going on for a really long time, and it's finally over because you have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, you have the Knight of Swords in reverse, you have the King of Pentacles in reverse. This has been going on for a really long time. That's how I know it's a timeline. It's an entire timeline that you can just say goodbye to. You don't have to live like this anymore. And it's not taking effort on your behalf to make it end. It's just over. Yes, clarified by the Four of Pentacles, also in the reverse, status quo. The way that things have always been, the way that things always go, it's over. Just like that, quietly, peacefully, without you having to fight, it's just ended. All the time has been used up on the clock, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Congratulations, collective. Please keep the words of wisdom in mind to just guard yourself and remember, not everybody's happy for you and your wins and your successes, but you are being joined to a collective in which you'll be safe, you'll be wanted, you'll be nourished, and you'll be cherished. So you can just let the old go and let people just be on their journey. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.